Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 14th of January 2018. So on Friday in the pound, we see this moving higher. However, the volume isn't significant. It's just above average. Prices move to the upside, and no doubt in anticipation of the Brexit vote for tomorrow. If it's a no to May's deal, then we can expect to see the pound head to the south side, and it will be a fairly big bar if it is a no vote. If it's a yes, then you can expect to see the market shoot up to the upside, of course. So we'll just have to wait and see. That's tomorrow. So I'd expect the market to be fairly sideways today, but on Friday, market moving lower, the sell signal, market trading down to the S1. And then we saw buying coming into the market here. You can see the profit taking. Market moves back to the upside as soon as we close back above the 200 bar moving average. Even on selling pressure here with this bar here. This is selling pressure. And let me just remove these so you can see a bit more detail. This bar here, closing above the 200 bar average, is selling pressure. The volume is higher than the previous bar's volume, but the range of the bar is less than the previous bar's range. And then we see prices shoot up, followed by profit taking, and then the market's marked back up, and we see a few more bars in the trading range and 76% retracement here before we get a sell signal just before the close. But if you've made money on the move to the upside there, you want to really consider a trade at this close to the end of the session at 15 minutes past 2 there. So the daily, it's looking sideways for this, and overnight again you can see the market near Friday's close at the moment, and currently above the 200 bar moving average and DP. However, close below the close may see the market come down and test these levels. And news today, absolutely nothing today. So no news to move the markets, all waiting for tomorrow in the UK for the pound to see what happens with regards to the Brexit vote. Meanwhile, in the Dow, very interesting bar here for Friday. You can see the volume here. We've got the Telegraph poll indecision, very high volume, narrower range than the previous day, but the volume isn't as high. It's not far off though, so selling around on Friday without a doubt. So it's going to be interesting now to see how this market holds after it's been ramped up from here when we had a 1,000 bar rise, and the market's continued to move higher. It's now run out of steam, that's for sure. We certainly got the trigger here and here for a potential turn to the downside there. Meanwhile, on Friday, the market closing below the 200 bar moving average here in the pre-market session. It becomes a resistance level here, and then the market moved sharply lower as we kicked off the session. They tried to test to begin with, overmet by selling. Again here we had some trying to buy into the market, and then it moved lower. Eventually we see the profit taking coming into the market here from the short side, having closed below the 200 bar moving average. Prices trade up to the DP level, find resistance, they move lower. We get a double bottom here where the market comes down to a bit of an increase there in volume as prices then make their way back up. Stops here at the 200 bar moving average, but manages to get through. We then get a bit of a retracement, but then we sell straight through the 200 bar moving average. A bit of potential strength here, but it fails all the way down to the psychological level here in this market at the 23,900 level is what this red line is. And the market manages to bounce off this, trades back up to the 200 bar and then back through, and eventually breaks through before we close this market on Friday evening. However, on the overnight, the market has gapped below the 200 bar moving average and the DP with selling, and prices have now moved lower, staying below the 20 bar moving average, but now just creeping back above here and then back through here. So interesting play in this market. As I say in the daily chart, for me this is crucial, where we've got this very narrow range, very high volume for Friday there. Meanwhile, in Bitcoin, it was sideways for Friday, Saturday sideways, yesterday again, just as we had with last Sunday. The markets showing some weakness and moving lower there. So if we have a look at this in a bit more detail, you can see there yesterday prices moving sharply lower as they took out the 3565 level there, but still in a sort of a sideways range. One thing to note here is the average trading range for this market is on the downside again, so this is showing that the market's becoming quieter, and therefore to stand aside at the time, because there's no point, if you haven't got the range, there's no point in trying to trade it, because without volatility you're just wasting your time, you just bleed to death slowly. Okay, that will do it for this one. If there is anything else to report today, I will let you know, but other than that, as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.